Gandemi is running for Brooklyn District Attorney and has a distinguished record of public service for entire Brooklyn. So please welcome Gandemi.
Thank you very much. Who are the candidates for DA here? Were you at the other one?
Yes, I was.
And Patricia.
All right.
Yes,
Well, you heard the story already, so. But for you newcomers, I am a candidate, and I have been a candidate for DA since I went into public office. And when I say that, I have a passion for the law, and I have a passion for criminal law. And
1 second. Picture is by Democrat. Sign is flashing.
Photo op first. Pictures.
Do your pictures after.
The picture more important than the speech.
Margarita. By the way, she is very shy. She is modest. To come into her events.
I got a better.
Okay.
okay.
Sorry for interrupting.
When I became an attorney, my first job was I worked in the New York State Legislature for a gentleman by the name of Nelson Rockefeller.
Yeah.
You know him. And he was the governor. I was a young Turk, and I got a job with his office whereby it was my function to read legislation and tell the governor what was good, what was no good, and how much money this legislation cost.
Written in legalese.
During that period of time, I worked in Albany 3 days a week, commuted at home. My wife took care of the 4 children as I did my politics with the governor. And at that time, there came a nomination whereby a seat for Congress was offered to me. I was 29 years old, and I ran against Hugh Carey. Hugh Carey?
Former governor.
That's it. But before he became governor, he was a congressman.
Right, okay.
And I ran after him, literally, and almost beat him. And he realized he couldn't stay in Bay Ridge, that he had to move, and he became governor. So because of me, he became the governor. And thereafter, there was a seat vacated, and the seat was known as Councilman at Large. The Councilman at Large seat was for the entire borough. And I was a councilman for all of Brooklyn, and it was equivalent to being borough president, except that I had the authority to introduce legislation. It's okay. I ran and I won. But before that, I was an assistant DA in Brooklyn. And at that time, Aaron Kuda was the DA, and I spent approximately 4 years. I did everything in the DA's office. I was one of 92 assistant DAs running that office for approximately 4 years, 3.5, 4 years. I did grand jury, murder trials, murder investigations, rackets bureau. At that time, there was a big thing going on at Aqueduct Racetrack. I'm not talking about the new one. There was an old situation with Aqueduct where they were fixing races, and I was part of that racketeering whereby we uncovered the culprits. After that, I went into private practice, and I became a defense lawyer. From prosecution, I became a defense attorney. And I went against Giuliani in the Fulton Fish Market. You heard of the Fulton Fish Market?
Yeah, it was a massive.
At that time, I represented a lot of bad people, used to be bad people. They weren't bad people. They were misguided. And when they got out of jail, they had jobs in the Fulton Fish Market. And what they did was, with hand carts, they used to put the fish off the truck and bring it to the fish market and the retailers. Giuliani, I like him now, but in those days I didn't like him. I went after him and he went after me. I represented about 60, 70 people who were about to lose their livelihood, their families, their homes, their children were in college, and Giuliani said, "You're organized crime, you gotta get out." I was retained. Why? I did the Pizza Connection. I was very well versed in defense work and prosecution. I took Giuliani, I put him on the ropes, and the judge get rid of all these people that you want to lose their jobs and their family. And I'll tell you this, Rudy, call him Rudy, you go outside with Mr. Gandemi and you decide who stays and who doesn't. You can't prosecute all these people. And sure enough, I was able to save a substantial amount of these people that were involved. Today's
I'm sorry to interrupt, but also people wanted to hear what you're gonna do as a district attorney because you're running for this position.
I'll tell you that.
Because the whole story will be, I know you have
Well,
a
I
very
thought-
rich history. I know.
Politicians.
I just wanted people to know who I was. All right? All right. That being said, I just have one more. I was endorsed by the New York Times. I was highly qualified by the Times when I was running for office. So I have good credentials, and I am a member of the United States Supreme Court. I got sworn in 3 years ago. All right. Now, what am I going to do? Well, I hear that there's a lot of programs in DA's offices and a lot of benefits that once they get incarcerated, they're able to, and I'm talking about them, meaning the defendants, the people that have been incarcerated, they're able to take advantage of programs. DAs don't do that. These programs don't come from the DA's office. They come from the state legislature. Any program that has to do with crime, and I'm not talking about the charge of rape, robbery, murder, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about punishment, rehabilitation. That comes from the state legislature, either the city, the Congress, or the state, that recommends to juvenile justice or juvenile crime situations in each state as to what they can do and what they can't do. The DA can't arbitrarily decide that he's going to give someone leniency. He has to fall within the guidelines before he does that. But I will prosecute to the extent of the law. That's my function. As a DA, that will be my function. I prosecuted over 2,500 criminal cases as an assistant DA. You have to know the law, and you have to know the evidence, and you have to know how to trial cases. You want to say something?
No.
Oh. Anybody has any questions?
Questions, yes, that's what I wanted to say. Any questions to John Gandemi?
Well, I intend to run. I already filed my committee papers. I'm in the process of raising money, although I'm a firm believer. If you want something, you've got to pay for it yourself. I don't expect the people to pay for me to get a job. I am raising my own money. I'm asking for some help, without a doubt. But basically, it's me. Okay.
What year were you councilman?
I can't hear you.
What year were you councilman at large?
You were councilman at large.
What
Oh,
year?
yeah, a councilman at large for Brooklyn.
What
Yeah.
year?
So what is it?
What year?
What
What year?
1971.
What party do you want?
Republican. And I'll tell you what's good about that. Now listen.
I was involved, I was very friendly with Ruth Murner, who was councilman.
With who?
Ruth Murner. She was a very good friend of mine. She was councilwoman, Democrat councilman in
Right.
Twice at that time.
I know how to deal with both sides of the aisle. Whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, I get the job done. I was a Republican, and I turned Democrat. And if you want to get things done in the city, you can't be a Republican. You got to be a Democrat.
Unless you're Bloomberg.
And the idea is get the job done.
Yes.
Excuse me, what law school did you graduate from?
New York law.
Okay, I was Brooklyn Law.
Oh, yeah?
Okay.
Any other questions?
My son graduated Brooklyn Law, and my daughter, I have two. I have a daughter, a lawyer, a son, a lawyer, a daughter, an architect, and a son, a banker.
God bless. There's not many attorneys in your family.
And I work hard for it. Not only me, my wife.
4 children? You have 4 children?
Yeah. And 4 grandchildren.
Bob?
They're the best.
Have you ever worked with the chief of the Manhattan Probation Office in Manhattan?
Manhattan, no.
No.
I worked for Louis Lefkowitz.
No. Have you ever worked with him? This is why. Do you know who he is?
Manhattan, you're talking about?
Yeah, Manhattan.
Morgan
Chief of
Phillip?
Probation.
No. Everything I did was with Brooklyn and Package Bureau, Brooklyn, U.S. Attorney, Brooklyn.
Thank you so much, John. Thank you.
Thank you very much.